I have spent more than a decade at the bedside, listening to stories from men and women in their 60s, 70s, even 80s. Stories about grandchildren's graduations, retirement trips, and quiet evenings at home. But woven in between those warm moments are accounts of sudden, life-changing events that arrived without warning. One of the most silent and underestimated threats I've seen, one that creeps in so slowly you might not even notice, is poor blood circulation. Think of your bloodstream as the delivery service your body depends on every single second. When you were younger, that delivery was fast, smooth, and reliable like a fleet of trucks with clear highways. But after 60, those roads can narrow, traffic can jam, and the deliveries slow down. The packages, oxygen, and nutrients arrive late. And sometimes, the blockage is so complete that part of your brain is cut off entirely. That's a stroke. Here's the truth many people don't realize. In the United States alone, about 800,000 strokes occur each year, according to the American Heart Association. That's not a distant statistic, it's one person every 40 seconds. Have you ever thought you'd know if something was wrong with your circulation? The reality is, most people don't. This problem can smolder for years, with no obvious signs. No pain, no warning. Until one day, it hits with the force of a thunderclap. I've sat with patients who told me, "I felt fine the night before. I had dinner, watched my show, went to bed, and by morning, my world had changed." That's the cruel part. It can happen in the middle of your ordinary life. And yet, here's the hopeful twist. Many strokes, maybe more than half, could be prevented. Not by expensive procedures or hours in the gym, but by simple, gentle habits that take less than a minute a day. Small changes that open up those traffic lanes inside your body and keep the flow steady to your brain and heart. So before you assume this is something that happens to other people, I want you to imagine your own circulation right now. Is every cell in your brain getting the oxygen it needs, or is there a silent slowdown you can't feel yet? Stay with me, because in the next few moments, I'm going to show you how 40 seconds a day could tip the odds in your favor quietly, safely, starting tonight. Most people, when they hear the words heart health or stroke prevention, picture sweat, drenched workouts, complicated equipment, or costly memberships they'll barely use. I used to think the same until I began seeing what truly worked for my patients in their 60s and 70s. The reality is far more encouraging. In less than the time it takes to pour yourself a cup of tea, you could be giving your brain and heart a priceless gift. 40 seconds. That's all. Not 40 minutes. Not even 5. Just a sliver of your day, smaller than a commercial break, could set in motion a chain of benefits inside your body. Improved circulation to your brain, lower pressure on your heart, a steadier, more energized feeling when you wake up, and you won't need special shoes, a gym bag, or a trainer counting your reps. Researchers at Harvard and the Mayo Clinic have long noted that even brief, low-intensity movements done regularly can improve endothelial function, the gatekeeper lining of your blood vessels that controls flow. In plain terms, you're helping the inner walls of your blood highways stay smooth and open. That means less strain, less turbulence, and more oxygen reaching the places that matter most. The best part? These movements are so gentle, almost anyone over 60 can do them without fear of strain or injury. Whether you've been active your whole life, or you're just now thinking about moving more, they meet you where you are. I've seen people try them in their living rooms, beside their beds, even in the kitchen while waiting for the kettle to boil. And I'm not here to drown you in jargon or make you memorize a complicated routine. In fact, I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. 6 easy positions, each backed by solid science, each designed for your stage of life. They take seconds, but they stack up into something powerful. Stay with me, because as we move through them, you might be surprised at how much lighter, clearer, and more balanced you feel sometimes from the very first try. Picture this. It's the end of a long day. You slip into bed, ready for rest. Most people settle flat on their backs without thinking twice. But what if I told you that a simple shift rolling gently onto your left side could make a quiet but powerful difference in your health? No extra pillows, no special equipment, just gravity and your own body working together. Inside your chest runs a major blood highway called the inferior vena cava. Think of it as the interstate that carries used blood from your legs and lower body back to your heart, so it can be cleaned and sent out fresh. This vital road runs along the right side of your spine. When you lie on your left side, you take the weight off that highway, opening the lanes, letting the traffic flow freely. Your heart doesn't have to push as hard, and the fresh, oxygen-rich blood can reach your brain with less effort. A study in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that people who slept on their left side experienced better blood flow to the brain and fewer nighttime breathing interruptions, a condition known as sleep apnea. For older adults, this matters deeply. Interrupted breathing robs your brain of oxygen, leaving you foggy, dizzy, and drained the next day. Over time, that oxygen debt can quietly raise your risk for both stroke and heart problems. I remember a gentleman in his late 60s who came to me complaining of waking up with a racing heart. He had no idea his sleep position might be part of the problem. After just a week of training himself to fall asleep on his left side, he told me, "Doc, I'm waking up calmer, clearer, and my wife says I snore less." That's the beauty of this change. It's soft, it's simple, and it can help both you and the person sleeping next to you. There's more. Researchers at the Cleveland Clinic note that left-side sleeping can improve lymphatic drainage and aid overnight digestion. Imagine your body quietly clearing away waste, calming your nerves, and balancing your circulation all while you rest. No strain, no sweat, no cost. So tonight, before you turn out the light, think about that small turn to the left. It's a gentle nudge to your heart and brain, a way of saying, "I've got you." Your circulation won't send you a thank you card, but it might reward you with a clearer head and steadier energy tomorrow morning. Have you ever stood up after a long time sitting, only to feel your legs tingling or your feet heavy, as if they'd been wrapped in sandbags? That's your body's way of telling you the blood highway to your legs and back again is clogged. And one of the quietest culprits is the way you sit. Most of us, without thinking, slump forward at a desk, cross one leg over the other, or let our feet dangle. It feels harmless, even comfortable in the moment. But inside, it's like bending a garden hose while the water's running. The flow slows, pressure builds, and the tissues at the far end, your toes, your calves, get less of what they need. Sit like this for hours a day, and your circulation system begins to adapt in the wrong direction. The fix is so simple it almost sounds too easy. Sit up with your back gently straight, shoulders relaxed, both feet flat on the floor. Let your knees rest at about a right angle. Think of it as L-shaped legs. No tension, no rigid military posture, just open pathways for your blood to travel. A study from the American Heart Association found that older adults who maintain this alignment tend to have more stable blood pressure and less pooling of blood in the legs compared to those who slouch or cross their legs. I think of a woman in her early 70s who used to knit for hours in her armchair, legs tucked under her. She'd often get swelling in her ankles by evening. After learning this small shift, feet flat, knees open, she told me, by the second week, my slippers slid on more easily in the morning. The puffiness was gone. That's how quickly your body can respond when you give it the right conditions. Here's the bonus. This posture doesn't just protect your veins. It also eases pressure on your spine, encourages deeper breathing, and keeps your energy steadier through the day. If you sit for long stretches, reading, watching television, chatting on the phone, check in with yourself every 30 minutes. Are your shoulders soft? Is your back supported? Are your feet grounded? A tiny reset, and you're back in the flow, literally. Tonight, when you settle into your favorite chair, give this a try. Your legs and heart will thank you, and you might just notice that the next time you stand up, you feel light, steady, and ready to move. You might not notice it, but every hour you spend hunched over a phone, a book, or a screen is quietly reshaping the upper part of your body. The neck cranes forward, the shoulders round in, and the delicate wires that carry blood to your brain, the carotid arteries, get a little more compressed. Over time, that can leave you foggy, lightheaded, or just plain tired for reasons you can't explain. Now, here's a reset that costs nothing and takes less than a minute. Find a wall. Stand with your back against it, your heels about an inch away. Slowly press your lower back, your shoulder blades, and the back of your head into the surface. Lift your chin just enough to feel the back of your neck lengthen, like you're gently straightening a kinked garden hose. No forcing, no strain, just a quiet opening. As you hold this, you may feel your chest expand more easily. Your shoulders slide back where they belong. That's blood finding its way up to your brain without obstacles. A review in Frontiers in Neurology confirmed that tension in the neck muscles can reduce cerebral blood flow, especially in older adults. Freeing the tension isn't just about comfort, it's about feeding your brain the oxygen it craves. I recall a retired teacher who came to me complaining of mid-afternoon dizziness. She thought it was low blood sugar. We discovered that hours at her sewing table had been tightening her neck and shoulders like cables wound too tight. She started doing this wall lean during breaks 40 seconds at a time, 2 or 3 times a day. Within a week, she said, "It's like someone cleared the static from my head." You can do this anywhere, while you're waiting for the kettle, during a television commercial, even after brushing your teeth at night. Think of it as hitting the reset button for your posture and your circulation. 40 seconds, a flat wall, and your own body weight, that's all it takes. Next time you pass a hallway or a quiet corner, try it. Your neck, your shoulders, and most importantly, your brain will thank you with a little more clarity and calm. Gravity is a stubborn thing. All day long, it pulls your blood toward your feet. Your veins work like escalators, carrying that blood back up to your heart. But after 60, those escalators slow down. The steps get sticky, the ride back up takes longer, and sometimes the passengers, your blood cells, start pooling at the bottom. You see it as swelling around your ankles, a heavy feeling in your calves, or shoes that feel tighter by evening. Now imagine giving those veins a helping hand, as if you tilted the escalator in their favor. All it takes is this. While sitting, place your feet on something a few inches higher than the floor, a low stool, a sturdy box, even a thick cushion. Instantly, you've eased the uphill climb your blood has to make. You may feel a gentle lightness in your legs within minutes, as if someone untied a weight from your ankles. The Journal of Vascular Surgery reports that elevating the legs can reduce venous pressure and slow down fluid buildup in the lower limbs. That's not just comfort, it's protection against deep vein thrombosis, a serious condition where blood clots form in the legs. For people over 60, those clots can be life-threatening if they travel to the lungs or brain. I think of a retired bus driver I worked with. Years of sitting for long shifts had left his legs aching and swollen by midday. When he started keeping a small footstool by his recliner, he told me, "By the time the evening news came on, my legs weren't screaming anymore. It wasn't magic, it was mechanics. Want to boost the effect? While your legs are up, try slow ankle circles or gentle toe taps. Your calf muscles act like second hearts, pumping blood upward with each movement. You're not just resting, you're actively helping your circulation without breaking a sweat." So the next time you settle in to read, knit, or watch your favorite show, give your legs the lift they've been waiting for. 40 seconds here, 40 seconds there. It adds up to lighter steps, steadier energy, and a heart that doesn't have to work quite so hard. Breathing is the one thing we do without thinking, yet most of us only use the top half of our lungs. It's like owning a grand deep water well and only drawing from the first few inches. Over time, that shallow breathing keeps your oxygen delivery on a tight ration. Your heart works harder, your blood vessels stay tense, and your brain gets less of the fuel it needs. Abdominal breathing changes that. It's as if you're opening the floodgates of a river, letting fresh water surge through every channel. Here's how. Lie on your back in a quiet spot. Rest one hand on your chest, the other on your belly. Inhale slowly through your nose, letting your stomach rise while your chest stays nearly still. Feel that lower hand lift, then breathe out gently through your mouth, feeling your belly soften back down. With each breath, your diaphragm, this powerful muscle under your lungs, pushes down and creates space for your lungs to fill completely. That deeper draw of air sends more oxygen into your blood. Your heart rate slows, your vessels relax, and the traffic through your circulation moves without the usual rush hour strain. Harvard Medical School research shows that just a few minutes of this can drop systolic blood pressure by as much as 10 points in some older adults. I recall a widow in her late 60s who struggled with restless nights and morning headaches. She started practicing this before bed, 3 or 4 slow breaths, 40 seconds total. Within a week, she said, "I'm falling asleep faster, and when I wake up, I'm not chasing my coffee for energy." That's the reset power of oxygen delivered where it's needed. You can do this in bed, in a favorite chair, even during a short break in your day. The beauty is that it's both a tool for calm and a workout for your circulation without lifting anything heavier than your own breath. Tonight, when you turn out the lights, try it. Place your hand on your belly, take a deep, quiet inhale, and let it out slow. It's a simple act of kindness for your heart and brain that you can feel almost instantly. By the end of the day, your legs have been loyal workhorses, carrying you through errands, chores, and hours of standing or sitting. But gravity has been working against them the whole time, pulling blood downward, filling the small veins in your feet and calves, like a reservoir that never quite drains. That heaviness, that subtle throbbing you feel in the evening, it's your body asking for relief. The legs up the wall pose is like reversing the river's current. Here's how. Sit sideways next to a wall, then gently swing your legs up so your hips rest close to it. Lie back, letting your legs rest vertically against the wall. Your arms can lie at your sides or rest on your belly, whichever feels easier. Stay there for about 40 seconds. As you do, gravity shifts from being the enemy to being your assistant, helping blood and lymph fluid flow back toward your heart. Within moments, you might notice a gentle warmth moving down from your hips, or a sense of pressure easing in your calves. That's your circulatory system saying thank you. Research in the Journal of Physiological Sciences found that older adults practicing this pose improved venous return and reported lower stress and better sleep quality. One of my patients, a retired nurse, started doing this each evening after caring for her garden. She told me, "It's like my legs sigh in relief. I don't feel that restless pull in my calves anymore, and I sleep deeper." For her, it became as natural as brushing her teeth before bed. The beauty of this habit is that it's free, quiet, and fits anywhere: a living room wall, a bedroom corner, even a hallway. You can use it to end your day with calm, or to reset during a midday slump when your energy dips. Pair it with soft music or slow breathing, and you're not just helping your circulation, you're giving your mind a moment of peace. So tonight, find a wall, give your legs that lift, and feel how 40 seconds can lighten not just your steps, but your whole state of being.